So, Lions fans, what's going on? It appears that the situation with the Lions injuries, man, is at a very dire situation, very dire, place right now. And to me, man, you only got a handful of your starting guys back, and it's mainly in your secondary. I know we hype about certain guys that's finally stepping up on the team, but let's be real here, man. Against an adequate or average team, we know this team is still good enough to win against them. But against some really good teams, you may not be that fortunate. And I'm not trying to overreact for one loss, but this is just where we at, man. We lost some more players. We got Monty out for the year. Uh, we have Aleem McNeil, as we know, is out for the season, and we also have Carlton Davis, that's likely out for the season with a very tiny window for him to come back. And also, Dorsey for the year as well. So that's some crucial injuries, man, that really hurt the Lions right now, and that's why I say the situation is dire. You need Aleem McNeil more than anybody. He's a huge anchorman in your defensive line. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, it's next man up. That's where we at. It's next man up. And I'm going to get into all that why I say that, more than ever now, right after this. Y'all, real quick, it's No Miss J from the future. I was going to do that. It's been brought to my attention that the Lions had just brought back former Lion and I guess you could say former Jacksonville Jaguar now, Anthony Pittman. We had him for the longest on the roster. A lot of people was wondering why he got cut or why we let him go earlier in the off season, but it is what it is. Obviously, the injury situation caused this move to happen, so that's just a quick sign that what we gonna talk about in this video, what I was referencing just a second ago. But anyway, back to the video. Okay, Lions fans. So clearly, the question is, what you say is next man up. How do we continue to move forward, right? Well, let's start with the roster. So we know, obviously, we got some guys coming back healthy potentially. With our rumor has it Ray Straw may be nearing a somewhat return. I heard Iffy is in more of a practice window. I even know for a fact we got Emmanuel Mosley out there, but I don't know why we haven't heard anything about him as far as when he's going to play yet. I don't know why that's the scenario with him. I've been saying that for a couple weeks now to a couple people who listen. So that's that. And then on top of that, when you think about the Lions roster moves as far as Roderick Martin and anybody else that they have brought in over the last couple weeks that they already have, obviously now we're going to really be dependent on these guys hard nosed now. You're going to see a lot more Jamal Adams. You're going to see a lot more, hear a lot more about Quan Alexander and et cetera, et cetera. So this is just where they at, man. The Lions really need to find a way to make some adjustments so they can get some pressure on these quarterbacks. When I say pressure, I mean actually getting guys literally in the backfield that can actually touch the quarterback, kind of like they were doing at times earlier in the year. Because this is just like you'll be making even average quarterbacks look better than they are if we can't seem to get anything going. And it's so hard on your defensive backs, bro. So we really throwing dice everywhere we can. We got guys battling injury playing for us. So this is one they gonna have to find a way to toughen out. You know what I'm saying? That's just one way they can make an adjustment right there to help them be able to close out the season stronger. Then when you look at other stuff like okay, this is another thing too, man. Let's get back to some basics. I was looking at my notes real quick. Let's get back to some basics. Okay, so we know this team is a balanced wet oil machine. The offensive line got their butt kicked, in my opinion, for the last couple of weeks. But let's be real here. Lions ain't been playing their best offense, man. They got to get back to balancing the attack, man. They got to come out and attack. They got to hit the secondary, man. They got to start getting them passes across the middle of the field. Got to get that speed game going, man. Which leads me into another situation. When I say speed because clearly Gibbs is going to be the starter. And look like you have to throw in obviously Craig Reynolds and Sione Vaki. I think we should be okay as far as that healthy scratch. Hopefully no more injuries happen. But the other part of the speed leads me into the next thing that it's time to do, man. It's time to get J-Mo involved. Bro, he can be such a help. People are saying, oh, he's been boxed out, he was being doubled up on and stuff like that. When I know Ben Johnson like this, when he wants to get a guy open, he can get them open. I think that's a terrible excuse. I think it's a time we stop making excuses. You took a guy 12th overall, and you telling me that you let it be because he got doubled up, so you're not gonna put the effort like you do the other receivers to get him routes that can open up this offense so we can have Goff deliver these balls to him. Pause. Like, come on now, man. At some point, we have to stop the excuses. We gotta get back to basics. We gotta get our guys over the top. You know, it's been the Tim Patrick show as of late, but it's time to get J-Mo involved, man. This is when it's time for him to let him earn his future contract if he is going to get resigned. This is time for him to earn his stripes. You know what I'm saying? He's been showing up for us this year. And a lot of people have issue with him, but you have to give the guy the ball, man. And that could help us out big time, while we trying to close out these last 3 games, man. We need somebody explosive that's going to put some pressure on this defense. And you can even throw Sam Laporta in there as well, man. If you can't get J-Mo, then Sam Laporta got to be especially menacing across the middle of the field. We get him in the screens or short passes, but we got to start taking some chances when the passing attack too. And we got to get Gibbs in space, man. It's time to use those draft picks, man. It's time to use those guys into the way they were meant to be used, man. You still got the offensive players available to you. Monty, yeah, he's a leader on this team. He's an emotional piece because of the physicality that he runs with, but you can get past that if you decide to say, hey, it's time to take it to the next step and it's time and get the idea for other people to step up. I'm saying that's what we had to do moving forward, addressing under why we have missed all this injuries, man. Because if we keep focusing too hard on it, it's going to cost us to lose. And that's not what I want. And, obviously, to fill up the roster holes that we got, man, we got to get some guys poached off other people's practice squad, man. I mean, I think every other team in this league at this point, you should be in their surfaces trying to get somebody. I don't care if it's from, Baltimore, Cleveland. We already been touching Cleveland, but, if it's Chicago, if it's Minnesota, I don't care if it's whoever. Wherever we can get somebody to fill a role for us, and help us get through this stretch. That's why I know. I already know deep down heart Brad Holmes is probably doing this. So, that's the very least we can hope for is that we'll get some news this week. Maybe somebody get caught in the waiver wire. I don't think we need no more receivers or nothing, because I know Odell's out there, and I know there's gonna be a couple people. Should we bring him in? And I know Devondre Campbell's situation, even though he's been suspended, and I know Lions ain't gonna like the fact that he walked out in the game. We touched on that in the podcast. Make sure y'all watch that again if y'all haven't had a chance to. But yeah, so it's just wherever we can find a healthy defensive player that's still young, that we can come in and bring and fill a role in, man. You never know. You can potentially find some little value in the trash heap, right? So that's just what we're at, man. We have to get back down to the drawing board, man. We gotta get back to what we were doing. That's just what it is, man. Another thing I think to tip this all off, man. We've been so congested to winning. Man. This is my last point about moving forward with this. We've been so used to winning. I feel like we forgot how to lose. That's why a lot of people jumping on ship. This is a constant thing with Detroit fans, man. Y'all always jump ship every time one little bad thing happens. Y'all curse the team and want to fire people. This is more than time for ever, I think, for Dan Campbell to get back into the basis of what he was doing when he got here, man. I know he's been going for it on 4th down and stuff like that, but I think now this is the time for him to continue to do the stuff that we were doing, to get help made us the team that we were. You know what I'm saying? Now we've been so comfortable, now it's time to get uncomfortable so we can get re-comfortable again. And, we had to put the pressure on other teams now. So it's time for Dan Campbell to be Dan Gamble, as y'all say he is. You know what I'm saying? We have to continue to build to what we are and show who we truly been, man. We can't run away now and get scared because the pressure appears to be on us due to the injuries. You're responsible for closing out the season. I was watching the Bears game. I don't take them lightly. That defense kept them in this game with Minnesota, but they can still cause us problems if we're not ready. And that's another reason why I say we need to come out with the mindset to be aggressive and attack, man. There's no more playing this safe. You cannot do this. You have to remind teams why you had 12 wins, why you coming off a year you made the playoffs and now you made it again. You have to show them why you're the division leading champs, man. You know, so you have to show them why your quarterback was an MVP candidate. You got to show them why this culture is what it is, and that starts when you get back to the drawing board and re-simplify everything that you already know, and get back to the foundation of what built this team. And that's just what it comes down to, man. That's the only way we go be able to get over this hump that we're going through with our injuries, man. This next man up. You know, I can't say it enough. It's next man up, man. You know, I can't come out here, you know, give y'all fluff. I can't. I just can't, man. I just can't do it. Like, I can't come out here talking about what this player could do and, oh, we'll get this guy back. This is time for wherever we rocking with, wherever we poach our practice squad. It's time to use all your talent and close the season out. Game by game, this is what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? Well, this ain't the time to be firing people and causing people for their jobs. It's not the time for that, man. We got too much on stake right now to be reverting back to this. So at this point, this is sort of a roll call too. If you not on the bandwagon anymore, stay off. Simple and plain, you know, stay the hell off. And let the ones who actually care about this team continue to root for their team and hope let's figure this thing out. Like they have been. I'm still rolling the dice. In a minute, I'm gonna end up, you know, putting some dice on a thumbnail for y'all in the future, man. I'm gonna end up putting some dice on there to show y'all I mean that when I say that. I roll the dice with my head coach any day of the week. He was trying to get possessions yesterday when he made some of them calls. I can't stump the man for it. You know what I'm saying? I can't get mad at that. Your defense is injured up to his neck. Leave your coordinators alone. And if you go pick at somebody, start picking at the other guy more than the other guy, okay? And y'all know what I'm talking about. And hey, listen, y'all like anything I had to say, man, make sure you drop a like and hit that notification bell. And if y'all, man, by the way, if y'all looking for any other content to watch, there'll be a video appearing. My last video, my game review. If you haven't had a chance to see it, should appear at the end of the screen, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe again, man, for your boy. And shout out to D313SP, which is I'm head part of. We got more content coming, and we'll see y'all, man. Have a good one. Go Lions.